Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Sunday, November 9th, 2025. So, did you find this to be an awesomely suitable Sunday crossword?
Awesomely suitable?
Awesomely suitable.
I suppose I could say that.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good.
It was very challenging for me. And it took me quite a while, longer than I like to spend on a puzzle.
Regardless of how long you took, I guarantee it took me longer.
Oh, really?
I had a mistake, and I could not find it.
Well, I had 3 mistakes.
Really?
Yes.
Where were your mistakes?
47 down was a mistake.
Emails discreetly.
Yes, I put BBCs instead of BCCs. So
You must have been thinking of the latest scandal at the BBC.
yes, that was one that was pretty overt.
They were emailing indiscreetly.
Right. But,
so that meant for 56 across, form a clump, you had blot.
Yes. So, and that's how we figured out that was wrong. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. So, but anyway,
so that was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but and then 82 down. I can kind of blame my compatriot on this one. 82 down.
Oh, sure. Throw her under the bus.
No. Former QB Manning.
Oh, you surely knew that.
Oh, I knew it, but I spelled it Payton because it's pronounced Peyton. So, but it is Peyton.
Right.
So,
but then didn't you notice that 87 across, the traveler's check-in brief was an NBA RAF?
Yeah.
As opposed to an NBA ref?
Well, not until we went through all of the clues several times to finally get it right.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've misspelled it at times too, or at least had that as a problem. So,
yeah.
And you said you had 3 mistakes.
Oh yes, and 8 down. Now this one I think is a justified mistake. Kiwi or ostrich, and we didn't know what that was, but on 32 across, we had, let's see, reminder to oneself. I think we had like, make a note. I think that we had make a note, which didn't really fit very well, but no, we had an S there. It was ratisse. That was the word we finally came up with, and I don't remember what we put for mental note, which was the correct answer.
Well,
but anyway, I think we kind of fixed up mental note, but forgot to fix the T in that and kept it at an S, and so we had ratisse. But then when we saw mental note,
right,
we changed that, and so they were all really kind of just typos, but. But boy, it took us a long time to find them all. So, and then of course the theme was not that straightforward. So
it was a great theme. It was a great theme.
It was a great theme, but it took us a while to kind of figure out what was going on.
Right.
So anyway, but yeah, so it was a real challenge, but it was a fun one. You know, it's Sunday afternoon and you just feel like lazing around and doing a crossword. That's kind of nice.
It got the hordes annoyed at wordplay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were a lot of people who were unhappy with this crossword.
Oh, why?
Because it's a Sunday. I don't know.
What were their main beefs?
Well, they didn't like the fact that it had a rebus.
Oh, well, well, excuse me, but it is a crossword puzzle. That is fair game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of their complaints were really valid, as opposed to my complaint. My main complaint was I didn't know something.
Yeah, that's always tough.
It is really hard to take that out on the author.
That's true. What didn't you know?
63 across, very light. I immediately went for no fat.
Oh.
And I think I've done this before, and it's no cal.
No cal. Yeah.
And I had so for 52 down, the Howard and Spellman for 2, a bruh, and I had HB fuss. and I thought that was historically black female universities.
No.
Does Howard mainly have women?
I think they're co-ed
Are
now.
they?
They might have had women, but I think they're pretty much co-ed
Nowadays.
nowadays.
But I did start this.
They're all co-ed.
I did start this crossword in 1950. I don't know if I noted that, but that's how long it took me to real. And because 64 down, the nocturnal primate of the Indian forest. Well, of course, I know that. No, I don't. That was the problem. So I had Tories.
Oh.
And I thought, okay, I mean, that's the name of a British and Canadian, the
political
party,
Yeah.
the Tories. Of course, it has an E in it. But I thought, all right, it's the Tories without the E. But it was Lories.
Loris.
And I put the L down because I was like, I have gone and examined with a magnifying glass every other clue in this crossword 8 times. And it's like so I looked at Taurus and I thought, it doesn't sound right. And I thought Loris sounds right. So then I had no foul. And then I thought, oh, it's no cow. But what is HBCU?
Historic Black colleges and universities.
Colleges and universities. Yeah, they're all universities. I don't think they need the C. I think it's redundant. Anyways.
No, Spelman's a college.
Is it?
Yeah. Used to be women.
I guess I don't
but now it's co-ed.
I really don't know the difference between a college and a university. Is a university just a college that's putting on airs?
I don't know exactly how they make that designation. I mean, almost all state schools are they might have started out as colleges, like our alma mater was Illinois State or Iowa State College,
right?
But now it's Iowa State University.
Yes.
But I always kind of thought maybe it was the size, but then there's like a lot of small private schools that call themselves university, like Harvard,
right?
and Wesleyan, where we used to live. Illinois Wesleyan was a university, but it was relatively small. So I'm not quite sure how you get that designation.
Well, I think because I mean, University of Wisconsin, the whole University of Wisconsin system pretty much has to be University of Wisconsin, because if it was College of Wisconsin, then it would be cow.
Oh.
And this is already a dairy state.
That's true.
So maybe that would fit in nicely.
That's maybe a little overkill.
I'll write that to the to the head of the University of Wisconsin system. Hey, you considered sort of tying into the dairy industry? They're the ones with all the money. You're the ones without. Give it a shot.
Right.
We should talk about you should talk about the theme.
Okay. Well, the name of the puzzle was Swing States. Swing States. So I thought to myself, oh, this gotta have something to do with states of the USA. And it did. And it also involved a rebus. And the way you solved the problem with the puzzle with the rebus was there was a cross and down clue that didn't quite fit in the grid. They were, one square too shy. And so you had to find out where those two crossed, and the 2 letters you put in for the down were the mailing abbreviation of a state. And the 2 letters you put in for the crosses, same thing, but a different state. So you essentially had to put 4 letters in each rebus, right. 2 abbreviated states. So, for example, the first one, 23 across, was iconic line from Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. And that was "You talking to me." But at the juncture of the U and T for "you talking," you had to put in UT in a rebus. There was just one square that would fit there. So you had to put in UT for "you talking."
Can you do that with the accent, by the way?
No, I'm not even going to try.
You talking to me? Okay, carry on.
So, this is De Niro. I would never try to imitate him. But anyway, that crossed with 3 down, which was chance for supporters to induct athletes into the All-Star game. And that was a fan vote.
Mm-hmm.
But the N of fan and the V of vote had to go into that same square where the UT was. So you had NV in there as well. So UT is the abbreviation for Utah. And of course, NV is the abbreviation for Nevada.
Right.
So you had two states in one square as a rebus, 4 letters.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the way it was. There were, what, 4 of them?
Yes.
We had Hawaii and Alaska in one, HI and AK. We had Montana and Washington in one, MT and WA. And then we had New Mexico and Oregon in one, NM and OR. And I just had to note that these are all Western states. You know, they're all kind of on the west side. So,
Right.
And I guess maybe the idea of swing states are they are very close to one another, so you could kind of like swing one in and one out, and create a whole different answer, whether it was going across or down.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that was the theme.
Wait, what about the revealer?
Oh yes, the revealer.
Because you were just talking about the Western
Yes,
states. It's sort of...
Yeah, that was at 117 across. Telegraph pioneer, or a description of 4 squares in this puzzle. And that was Western Union. So like you said, they were all Western states.
Yep.
And they were all put together in little rebuses, 2 in each one. So they were united. So Western Union. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And with it being the swing state, they kind of swung around there. So interchanged.
Yes.
So,
Well, I had trouble with that first answer because for 23 across, iconic line from Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. So I've never seen Taxi Driver, but I had enough letters there to think it's I'm walking here.
Oh no, that was in Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know the movie. I just knew the lines like, "Hey, I'm walking here."
Yes. Yeah, our daughter. She said, "Oh, isn't it? I'm walking here." And I said, "No, that's in Midnight Cowboy."
See, I did not know that.
Dustin Hoffman. That's his line.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And my problem was, of course, it fitted without a rebus.
Yes.
And so, and I mean, some of the things that would have perhaps redirected me would have required that I knew that the T of ratite, which I did not, and then the one next to ratite, 9 down. I think maybe this is where maybe I figured it out here. Like the teams of Starsky and Hutch and Cheech and Chong, 2-man.
Right.
So that gave the T and the O of to me as opposed to the H and the E of here.
It took us forever to figure out 2-man. It made our daughter angry. If she had written to wordplay, she probably would have complained about that.
What was she complaining about?
We just couldn't figure it out. And then she said, I think it should be 2 men. But I said, no, like 2-man bobsled.
Yeah.
But so she relented on that. But it was so hard for us to figure out what they were trying to get there. But
did you know 28 across, the early chat app with a buddy list in brief? AIM?
I did not, but she did.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's before her time, I'm pretty sure.
But she knew about it, so.
I thought it was right, but I was trying to remember what AIM. First I put down AOL. Right. America Online. And then I put down AIM because it sounded
right. I and the M stands for instant message, but I forget what the A stood for. No.
Not Android. That's way later.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, you can ask me about any clue in this crossword because, like I said, I've memorized and checked all of them. 36 across, the MLB shortstop Miguel was Rojas. Rojas. Did you know Rojas?
No, but we got that. And that's kind of a famous baseball name. There have been a number of players with that as their last name.
Is that sort of like the Ott brothers?
You mean the Alou brothers?
I thought there were also the Ott brothers. OTT?
No, that's just one guy, Mel Ott.
He doesn't have any relatives at all?
No, he was one.
Wasn't it?
One and only.
Okay.
Mel Ott.
Mel Ott?
No, he was
the Alous.
Famous Yankee player.
Okay.
Long ago. Long time ago. So.
Well, as let's see, where else did I have problems. Oh, just about everywhere. 75 across. I'm sure you got this immediately. Moisturizing product is serum.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I got it, and I was sort of like, is that right? Because, the crossword wasn't solving, but
You didn't go to the vanity in our bathroom and look through all
no,
of
that would be cheating. I do not cheat. But I'll
Uh-huh.
tell you, this had me guessing about everything at some point.
Mm,
Like 97 across, any activities on them need to be wound up. Cassette tapes.
right.
I thought that was cute, but then I also thought it didn't make any sense.
Hmm.
Activities on a cassette tape.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this was definitely a harder Sunday crossword, I
It
think.
was. I thought it was quite a challenge.
And I don't mind it. I just resent having to be waylaid by no cal as opposed to no fat. And again, that's totally on me.
Mm-hmm.
Another one where I had problems, I looked at all the crosses and I thought, this has to be right. Like someone who experiences little to no amorous and sexual attraction, for short, aro ace. And I know they've been doing aro.
Yes.
And so I thought, well, maybe that's a word. But, because the arrow looked right, the A of ace came out of airport near Puget Sound, and that was SeaTac. And I thought, that's got to be SeaTac,
Yep.
Seattle,
Mhm.
Tacoma. But then the one next to it, down 107 down, yuck. And I thought, I think it's Blech, B-L-E-C-H.
Mm-hmm.
And because I can remember that from Peanuts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then that led to 126 across right under Arrow Ace, and that was blank Cucamonga, California. And that was Rancho.
Yes.
Did you know Rancho?
No.
Okay.
No. We got that with the crosses.
Okay. Yeah. That was another sort of tricky area for me.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
How about 102 down, like onagers and zebras, equine?
Equine. Yeah.
I thought that was a great clue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess I didn't really know onagers.
Hmm.
The one next to it, where you might put on a show, TV room.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yes.
Did you know 72 down, Paul Blanc, there will be blood actor, Dano?
Yes.
You did?
I did.
Oh, that would have been handy.
Mm-hmm. He's been in before, not too long ago.
That doesn't really help me as much as you would hope.
Uh-huh.
Although I did feel pretty comfortable about 86 across. Philippa of the original Hamilton cast, Sue.
Right.
Is it Philippa Sue?
Philippa Sue.
Philippa's the first name.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All this fascinating trivia that I don't know. Well, anyway, this was a challenging crossword. It was by Amie Walker. I hope she doesn't read wordplay. Amy, don't look at wordplay. Don't read internet comments.
No.
This was a great crossword.
It was a great crossword.
I think it deserves 5 squares in the Jam CI
I'd
scale.
give it that.
All
yeah.
right. We are
Mhm,
unanimous in this.
No, it was a challenging solve, but nice. I felt like it was a nice way to spend an afternoon.
I think Sundays used to be the hard crossword.
Oh, really?
I think so. Before Will Shortz.
Oh.
I think they used to just keep getting harder, and then Sunday became impossible. But, and this sort of this wasn't, the trouble is you can make a really impossible Sunday probably pretty easily. But
That's true.
anyway, that is it for today.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for listening. Monday's crossword's out. We're going to tackle it and talk about that crossword. And we'll also be announcing our Jam Katwa for the previous week. So you'll want to tune in for that.
That's right.
Remember, we always appreciate it when you leave us a 5-star review on wherever you're listening to this podcast. Always helps us with our listener numbers, and our advertisers are always impressed. If we ever had any, they would be. We will be back again with our cutting edge analysis of that Monday crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.